Hi, this is KRE with Wicked Stocks, bringing you really sort of a brief look, a snapshot, if you will, of a major regional banking ETF. That is the SPDR Fund, the Standard & Poor's Regional Banking ETF, symbol KRE. You may be familiar with it. It is one of the higher volume regional banking ETFs that you can find. And, I think the timing is obviously perfect with the collapse last week of the Silicon Valley Bank. So we've got a big sell-off, obviously, in the regional banks, and this ETF, really an index, if you will, of those banks, the regional banking ETF. A big sell-off the last couple of weeks, of course. Let's zoom in here just a little bit and show you that we did, as of Monday, March 13th, violate a channel support. No surprise there. It's at 46.84 all week long. So this is sort of a new ceiling right now. 46.84. This ETF remains on its heels, on the defensive, into April trade. With present volatility, inside of several weeks, we could reach what I consider to be an objective right now at 31.39. That is a long-term support level. Goes way back really to the 2007, 2008, 2009 banking crisis. You see that spike high there from 2008. And so there is a very well-defined channel structure that encompasses the entire activity of this ETF going back to its origins. So this is a big area, 31.39, and I would consider it in reach, I'll say, over the next few months, with present volatility possibly over the next few weeks. 31.39 remaining a big picture objective below 46.84, 31.39, that long-term channel bottom, able to contain annual selling pressures, possibly on a multi-year basis. 46.84 is also precedes actually what is now a new gap as of Monday morning open below last week's low of 48.44. So you could sort of say this is like a rough 1.5 zone of resistance that begins at 46.84. So if you're interested in selling this ETF, that would be the area 46.84, below which 31.39 in reach. You could consider buying. They're going to be pricey right now with the volatility. So you may wait a few days if this market allows that. If it trades still in this vicinity around $44, $45 a share, as volatility contracts presumably over the next few days, you could look at 31, 32 out of the money puts that don't expire. I'd go 6 months out anyway on that. And that would be a decent play here. But once again, volatility is pumped up, so the timing is not great for buying those. You need aggressive downside follow-through for those puts to continue opening up. But in terms of just a pure play, in terms of the pure directional dynamic of this stock, a bearish below 46.84. If we close the gap at 48.44, then there is, as you can see in this trend line off those lows, if you can see it, I didn't really chart it out fully with all the definitions, but that is a rough head and shoulders top. So that is the neckline of a head and shoulders formation at 53.89. And I don't see recovery in a meaningful way into later year unless the KRE can close any week above that 53.89 neckline. So if we close above 46.84, that is a neutralizer. So if the end of the week, if on Friday we close above 46.84, that does neutralize the bearish tempo. The question then is, of course, is where from here? And I think over the following several weeks, 3 to 5 weeks, this stock can push to that 53.89 neckline, where it could actually top out on a monthly basis, possibly quarterly basis. That is a long-standing head and shoulders structure that goes back to 21, a couple of years in the making, and it can contain quarterly buying pressures. And if we were to settle back above 53.89, that is a grand neutralizer of this move. I think the move is in, no more downside. The question, of course, is will we rally significantly? And I think we'll just get caught then into the sort of longer term consolidation once again if we get back and above 53.89. But bottom line with this stock, holding below 46.84, maintains a bearish dynamic into later Q2 through the rest of Q2, anticipating that 31.39 long-term channel bottom as a big picture objective where the KRE can bottom out on an annual, possibly decade-long basis. And that is all I've got for this particular update for the KRE.